This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 8. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. I want to give all honor, glory, and infinite praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered abroad, pushing his truth in sincerity. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Brakdam, to use Aquanium, Wa'akim, Wa'kwaf. You know, your elders, you brothers, you sisters, the hopeful elect out there laboring, keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. And of course, keeping faith in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his beloved Son, our Lord and our Savior and our King, Yahushua HaMashiach, in these last days, in these perilous times that we are living in. This is Brother Pashai, Bon Yash Allah, and it's be a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai on how we are in a time of war and not of peace, man. Okay? So looking up, current events, latest news and things going on over there in the Holy Land, in the so-called Middle East, all right? With Israel, Hamas, you got the IDF, all right? The Israel Defense Force destroying, Hamas buildings, uncovering, underground, what they call underground terror tunnels, all right? Hezbollah, launches attacks against, those small hatters over there, okay? So there's a lot of things going on in the U.S., it's in the strikes to Syria to send a message to Iran, not to escalate further, you see? So what we have happening, if you meditate upon everything that's been going on since, what's been going on for a long time, of course, prophecy, all right, going back to when they first got over there to that land in 1948, but as far as like recent events, going back to October 7th of 2023, all right, the IDF turned a blind eye, to an attack, more than likely, that they set up, all right? Because Hamas, if I'm not mistaken, was funded by the CIA and the Mossad, all right? Do you have real Ishmaelites and, things of the nature that's really militant, things of the nature within that group? Yeah. We have a lot of agents in the midst as well. You have to understand this, man. This man, Esau Edom, deals with controlled opposition, all right? Problem, reaction, then a solution, you see? So you have, also you had Netanyahu, all right? Not a Jew, basically saying that those Ishmaelites are Amalek, all right? And they really believe they're the small hatters, you see? But it's really they're Amalek, all right? The Israelis, all right? They literally descend from Amalek, man. Those are the Amalekites, which are Edomites, all right? And then those in the land of Palestine, all right, are Ishmaelites, all right? Do we have Jakes in the midst? Yeah. And some sprinkles of some other nations in there? Yeah. But more than majority are Arabs, Ishmaelites, you see? The original Palestinians were Canaanites, Hamites, when you go to the scriptures. So just be not too long, straight to the point, right? Just the time that we in, you see, it's a heavy time, because also when you get the prophecy with the Euphrates River, let's get that right fast, man. Then Lord willing, I'll show a picture of how it looks right now. Revelation, the 16th chapter, right? And we're going to jump down to verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared, man. You see? So now, I'm looking at them now. The Euphrates River, right? Drying up. Okay? Let's type that in. All right, it says the Euphrates River is at risk of drying up due to climate change. It's not due to climate change. It's due to the prophecy I just read in Revelation 16th chapter, in verse 12. Okay? Now, look at the image of it. See, they get like an aerial view image. Boom, boom. This is the one I'm going to use. All right? So I'm going to make sure I save this and show you brothers and you future sisters out there as well. All right? the before and after the Euphrates River, in the after, and this is November 19, 2022. So how much more today? All right, that this picture right here is November what, 19th, it said? Yeah, 2022. All right, so how much more today? So I'm gonna look up a picture of the character Omega. All right, Greek letter or alphabet. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna show this as well through the spirit. You screenshot that. So Omega, it means the ending. All right, let me see what Omega means. I know you know got Alpha, and AHLAYAH said that. Omega meaning in Greek, right? So it says Greek letter Omega, the 24th and last letter of the Greek alphabet. Omega essentially means the end of something, the last, the ultimate limit of a set, or the great end. That's heavy, because when you look at the Euphrates River right now, all right, well, that was 2022, so how much more today? Let me see how it looks today, right? But you look at that image, it literally resembles the Omega symbol, the Greek alphabet, which means a great end, the end of something. All right, so we at the end of what? Look at the precept right quick. Then I'm gonna go look that up, Lowell, and I don't forget. 1 Peter 5 and 7, right? No. 1 Peter 4 and 7, it says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. All right, so we are at the end of this man's kingdom. So everything happening around the world is biblical prophecy. You see, so like I was mentioning earlier, you got to really like sit back and meditate upon everything that's going on from that time of October 7th up until now. That's the prophecy, Jeremiah the 49th chapter, the least of the flock, drawing them out. Okay, drawing out who? Ultimately, America, Babylon, and Greek get involved, because the only ones that's really backing. You gotta understand the news, like CNN, Fox, all right, all the different, you know, Amalekite, all right, controlled media. They're pushing the narrative like, you know, those in the land of those small hats, I'll say, are the victims. All right, but we through the spirit know this man is a goddamn devil, right? And the world is seeing it too. At this point, the world is realizing these niggas are demons, man. Okay, because like I mentioned through the spirit, they're the ones they're allowed that attack. Okay, they allowed that attack, and now they're bombing hospitals. All right, women, children. Okay, they bombing all type of things, man. You see, because they're trying to invade that Gaza Strip. You see, so it's war. We're in the midst of World War III as we speak. It just didn't get nuclear yet, but now you have Hezbollah getting involved. U.S. hitting Syria, trying to stop Iran from getting involved and things of that nature. Iran has direct ties with Russia. Okay, understand this: direct ties with Russia. You see. So all of this is playing a major part for World War III. That's the 30th chapter as well. All right, the Most High, he's going to draw Russia. He's going to put hooks to Russia's jaw, Gog and Magog. All right, Gog being Russians, Magog being the land of Russia. He's going to draw fucking Vladimir Putin, all right, in that nation, the Russians, their army, into this thing as well. And that's when she's going to get nuclear. Okay? That's in the prophecy, the 30th chapter. Right? So I'm gonna look something up. What am I about to look up? Oh yeah, let's look at the Euphrates River in Asia today, 2023. So we get some images. Yeah, it's drying up, man. All right, it looks like the Omega symbol. You know, it's drying up. Yeah, I'm gonna show this. Is this? Let me see. Hopefully this is. Let me see. That's heavy, man. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna share this one right here. Lord willing. Right? Save that to the photos. All right, this is biblical prophecy. Why? Because you're gonna have armies coming across that region, man. All right, let me go to the maps. All right, stay on the web. All right, yep. So let me see. So yep, that's a great Euphrates right there, which is around the region of Iraq, Syria, fucking Jordan. Oh man, it's about to get bad. Iran. So you're gonna have then Russia's right behind Iran, right? So you're gonna have a lot going on in that region right there. That's the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the Most High judgment, man. We are in the time of war, not of peace. Look at the precept in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. Okay. Second verse 15, we're going to start at verse 28. Behold, in horrible vision and appearance thereof from the east. You see? Because this last major war we fought over there in that region in the east. And you're going to have a lot of shit popping up over here in this side in the west, of course. All right? Insurrections, famines, cannibalism. Ultimately, the fight is going to get hit to America, Babylon Great as well. All right? But that valid decision over there in what we call the so-called, we call the Middle East. Okay? Which is that region over there. It says, verse 29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, those are Arab nations. All right? Those Ishmaelites shall come out with many chariots. And right now, what you have these Muslim nations, right? You have like the two major factions, like Sunni and Shiite. They're literally at odds with each other, but they come into an agreement when it comes against these Mohats, these Edomites ultimately, right? It says, where the nation of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Verse 30. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Look up the Carmanians, right? Let's look up the Carmanians. All right, how you spell that? All right. Manians, all right? So Carmanians, right? Let's read this. Carmania. It says is a historical region that approximately corresponds to the current province of Kerman, Iran, and was a province of the Achaemenid, Seleucid, Parthian, and Sasanian Empire. Okay, so that's modern Iran. All right. Let me see what this one is. Yep, Persia. All right, the Kerman province is Persian. All right, provinces of Iran. All right, it is in the southeast of Iran. You see, so all those different regions, those nations over there, man. Okay, those are the Ishmaelites. Okay, let's read on. Back to 2nd and 15th chapter. It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Remember that word wild. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste the portion of the land of the Assyrians. You see? So all of this is prophecy, man. All right, major prophecy. You see? So let's read on. It says, in modern day Assyria, we in a region of Iraq. Okay, northern Iraq. All right, let's read on. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. They're gonna remember their nature. What's their nature? We're gonna find out in the book of Genesis. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in a great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be feared and dread, and strife among their kings. All right. So the Lord is stirring up these, Ishmaelite nations, man. That's what that's going into. Now let's get the book of Genesis. All right. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, Genesis 16 and verse, straight to the point, verse 11. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. That's if we don't remember their nature. As a wild boar, he's a wild man. All right. Ishmael is, man, they don't play, man. If you watch that movie, the Covenant, all right, that recently came out this year. It was a good movie. With the Taliban. When you go to the word Taliban, it means the students. Al-Qaeda means the database or the base. All that was funded by the FBI and the CIA. Okay? But like I mentioned earlier, you do have militant Ishmaelites, whatever case may be, Arabs, that join in sincerity and really, wholeheartedly believe in that. All right? But, it was really funded by the Mossad, CIA, FBI. All right? When you look it up, control that position. Okay? It says, and he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Now, let's read that in the blue letter right quick. Go to the word wild. Okay, Genesis 16 and verse 12. All right, let's see what this word wild is. All right, para, All right. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. I know the first character is a pa. Then you got a ra. This last character. Let's see what that last character is. All right. Bear with me, Yakin, while I pull this. Okay, kind. So you have para. Okay, para. All right, para. Wild ass. Okay, it says wild. He's a wild ass nation. All right, that's what it literally says. A wild ass. He's a wild man. He's wild. Okay. It says in the secondary sense of running wild. Okay, that's Ishmael for you, man. You see. So he's that wild man. So they remember their nature. So this is major prophecy. So we're in a time of war, not of peace. So this is going to escalate further into the ultimate Indo-BO, which will be War 3 when they get nuclear. But before that happens, we know the mark of the beast got to get implemented around the four corners of the earth, man. Especially in America, Babylon the Great. And very recently, you have Elon Musk, people lining up to get their skulls scoped out. All right, to put a chip in there. All right. So we know that prophecy got to come to pass. So we know something major about to go down in America, Babylon the Great. We know something major about to happen soon. All right, because all of this is all leading up to it. Let's get the book of there's a few that's popped to my mind, like Joel, Ezekiel 36. Let's read that. Ezekiel 36 in verse 5. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of all of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession." So that's who dwell in the land of Israel today. All right, heathens and the Idumeans. Idumea is what? A Greek way of saying Edom, Edomites, which are the Israelis. And you got the heathen Ishmael, the Arabs, all right, dwelling in the land of Palestine, okay, with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds, to cast it forth for prey. You see? This is prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I have spoken in jealousy, in my jealousy, and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen, man. That was the point I want to get on that chapter. Okay. Let's get Joel. Some classics, then I'm gonna close out. Joel, the 3rd chapter, and verse damn, this chapter's good, man. Let's start at verse 1. "For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." So we're in that time now. He's bringing again our captivity. He's about to deliver his true people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, natives, some of the Indians. All right. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations, and I'll bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment, the Most High's judgment. Okay. And will plead, with the word there for plead is judge, with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, his chosen people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Americans. All right, whom they have scattered among the nations. So the Israelites are scattered everywhere, and parted my land, and they parted his land under the Balfour Declaration, man. Okay, because before before Esau got up in there, Ishmael dwelling there in the land of Palestine. Okay, they had Ishmael in there, then Edom came and started parting the land, all right, and kicking the Palestinians further out. You see? So now let's jump down. This whole chapter is good, but we're going to jump down to the point I want to get in verse 9. "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves," and the weak are saying that. These nations which was once considered weak as far as like military strength and might, they're strong now, man. They have nuclear arsenal. They talking shit to Babylon, man. America. They talking shit to the small hats in the land of Israel. They talking they shit, man. You know? They telling them straight up, man, listen, man, we gonna blow you sky high. We gonna, I bet you do this, we gonna do that. Back then they wasn't doing that, man. They was terrified. Because they didn't want to get their country bombed to hell and back by America. All right? But now they're saying I'm strong. Verse 11. "Assemble yourselves and come, O ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat." So the Most High is gathering them all in that region over there. "For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." That's what means he's going to plead with them. He's going to judge them there. All right? "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe." This that time. The harvest is ripe. All right? "Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Right? So we're in that time now, a time of war and not of peace, man. So we're about to get bad. We'll keep our eyes peeled on the news. You know, I was just looking up certain, news articles and things of that nature. I didn't really read none, but, they saying the war is raging as humanitarian crisis spirals in Gaza, man. All right, but that's CNN. You can't trust everything CNN says, But we know that, that's true, though. There's a lot of things going on over there. I was looking at zerohedge.com. So, some articles like, Israeli tanks surround another Gaza hospital. They calling it a death zone, man. All right, the World Health Organization team expects death zone, man. All right, what's another one I was looking at? Bill Miyakim. I'm gonna close out through the spirit. Zelensky confirms artillery shell deliveries decreased since the outbreak of Gaza war. So now Zelensky over in Ukraine is saying they're not getting their arsenal like they used to since this war over here increased. It's like, oh, y'all forgetting about us, and we finding the Russians over here. You see? So there's a lot going on, man. Let me read one more title, then I'll close out. Yeah, U.S. Babylon says Israel, the small hats, has right to expand military offensive, right? Military offensive, not defense, offensive to South Gaza. So it's about to get bad, man. So, like I didn't read it. Jeremiah 4, let's end up with that. Jeremiah 49. All right, going to the least of the flock. All right. Right, verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord they have taken against Edom and his purposes. They have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least, which is the Amalekites of the flock, shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. All right, so Babylon getting drawn into this as well, and it's gonna make this whole shit desolate, man. All right, so war is brewing up. A time of war, not of peace. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled and keep watching these prophecies. But something quick, news update. All right, that's for us in this truth and this faith. Matter of fact, I keep thinking about more precepts. All right, let's end it over one more. Let's end over one more. Revelation 11 and verse 14. It says, "The second woe is past, World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." That's World War III. All right, which already began. All right, but it didn't get nuclear yet, so we're gonna keep our eyes peeled, man. So, Lord, we of the elect, we gotta endure and keep faith in y'all, Bashim Al Shai. All right, keep pushing on these videos, warning the sheeps, the flocks. All right, we got to pray, we got to fast, and endure to the last ends, make our call and election sure. Maybe we'll keep, measuring the time diligently in itself, because the end of all things is at hand. So with that, let's give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Machak, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered abroad, pushing his truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa Baba Ba, Shalom.